Guitar strap making, how to antique finish custom leather guitar straps. This is a leathercraft tutorial and I'd like to show you how I finish and antique my custom leather guitar straps using Tandy Leather products, the Eco-Flo gel antique and resist. I put 3 coats of blockout Eco-Flo. This is a resist layer on this hand tool guitar strap that I'm making. I've got a nice seal on it right now. It's thing about antiquing leather, your resist coat needs to be real good, and you need to allow plenty of time for it to dry in between coats, and then your antiquing will turn out pretty good. If you rush it and the resist layer is not real dry, the antiquing process doesn't work very good if you're in a big hurry. If you can spend about a day allowing the coats to dry and then antique it, you should be fine. So what I'm going to do here today is put a medium brown antique finish on this leather that I purchased from the Tandy Leather Factory. This is the 8 to 9 ounce leather, and I'm not going to worry about the back too much because it's going to be lined with a lightweight top grain cowhide. Something like a Shep leather, but slightly lighter, like 2 to 3 ounce. So I've got my rubber gloves here. I've done it without rubber gloves, but it sure makes a mess on your hands, and it takes a few days for the antique gel to get off your hands. I've got several pieces of sheepskin. I've got plenty of scraps from saddle linings. So I've cut it in squares, kind of trimmed the fuzz off a little bit and pull the fuzz off. And now I'll kind of show you how I antique a piece of leather. Okay, make sure my gel's been shaken up real good. Okay, at this time I'm going to apply the antique gel onto this hand tool guitar strap. What I'll do is I'll pour it over onto here, onto my sheepskin, and then now I'll just get with it. I'll just make one good swipe as fast as you can, and make sure that the gel gets down into the tooling in the background in your cut marks. That really applied like I wanted it to right there. That looks just about right. Now I'll kind of hit the edges here. I've got a resist on the edges also. There's many different colors of this antique gel that you can use. This is what I selected, the medium brown. Really looks good around the letter there. Little place right there I need to get some gel down into. Once I get that kind of like I want, I'll just let it set for a few minutes, and then I'll come back with a clean cotton. I mean, not cotton. I'll come back with a clean, fresh sheepskin and buff that. Now I'll move over to this, the buckle strap piece. Get some more gel out there. That's probably a little more than I needed. If you're doing a single layer and you don't want it on the back, you might consider using some shipping tape, clear shipping tape. In fact, not the best. You'd want some that not super sticky. There's different kinds of that shipping tape. Just get the cheap stuff and put a layer of that on the back, and once you get it antiqued and buffed out, you can peel the shipping tape off, and the back will not have antique on it. But, well, you'll put your layer of shipping tape on the back, trim it off with your Craftsman knife so it doesn't stick out the edges there. And that's the way you can antique a single ply item without getting the antique all over the back, unless you want to put a dark coat on there and then put a sealer on it. But once a guitar player is up there on the stage sweating, the antique gel, the antique finish on the back of this possibly could get all over his clothing. So that kind of gives you a little insight of putting antique finish on a vegetable tan leather. I've got the antique gel down in my design there. I'll allow this to dry for a while, and then I can come back with the same thing that I used for the resist. I can come back after I've buffed this off, allowed it to dry. I can put another coat of block out on there to give the antique finish a protective coating. You can buff around on this till you get the desired look that you're wanting. As you can see, that really brings out the detail in your hand tooling, your tooling, carving, or whatever design you put on there. It kind of gives it a lot of depth and an antique finish. It looks good. It's drying enough now that I can kind of buff it the way I want it. Yep, I'm very pleased with the way that's looking. Hopefully the owner will too. Thanks for taking your time to watch this Leathercraft tutorial on antiquing leather finishes. And this is a leather guitar strap that I'm making, and just appreciate a thumbs up. Thank you very much. See you next time. Here's a picture of the guitar strap after it's been antiqued, and I've glued the lining in it and I leave it sticking out around the edges until I sew it. In the next leathercraft tutorial, I'd like to show you how I machine stitch my guitar straps, and I think you'll like to see that, so please watch the next video.